Welcome back to Brass Tacks. There were dramatic scenes that were witnessed today in Chandigarh during a police raid.
A team of police officers were trying to search this house, but before they could enter, a group of women blocked their way. The family of the accused went on to manhandle the cops, even pulling one of them by the hair and drag them. The family of the accused gathered in large numbers and confronted the cops as soon as they landed up for the raids. Even though they stopped the police from performing their task, no action has been taken against the unruly residents.
And now to this video of a young woman allegedly under the influence of drugs in Amritsar in Punjab is going viral. The woman can be seen slouching, unable to even stand or walk properly. After the video, cops rounded up 3 people and recovered narcotic substances from them. The woman has been identified and sent to a de-addiction center. This video from Kerala shows an auto rickshaw being struck by a bison. The wild animal can be seen charging at the auto rickshaw before striking it. The vehicle is then raised by the horns of the bison. Even as the driver is perched inside, the angry bison then runs off into the wilderness. The Indian Army's impressive engineering skills have been witnessed in this video of a bridge being constructed by troops across the Indus River. In this video shared by the Army, heavy metal parts are mechanically launched into the water body to complete the bridge. The building of the bridge included carrying out mobility tasks as well as training. The drill was carried out by the Sapta Shakti engineers in eastern Ladakh. Amid the standoff between India and China, the Indian Army has undertaken a massive reorientation of its troops. It's being carried out in Arunachal Pradesh with the help of enhancing overall combat readiness of the Indian Army. Military infrastructure is also being amped up in a big way to try and boost the Army's surveillance apparatus. It will also ensure a quicker mobilization of troops. A rickshaw puller had a rather narrow escape in Aligarh. Here's how.
The rickshaw puller was carelessly crossing a railway track even though the gate was closed. Then suddenly, the train zoomed past. But the rickshaw puller stepped back at the very last second and fell to the ground. His rickshaw, though, was crushed by the high-speed train. The rickshaw puller and several others had crossed the track despite the gate being closed. But he was the only one who had a closed shape. The train was coming down the track at an extremely high speed, and if he hadn't stepped back at the nick of time, he wouldn't have made it alive.
The Congress, which is in the middle of its Bharat Jodo Yatra, today tweeted a pair of shots resembling the RSS's Khaki knickers on fire with the caption, 145 days more to go. The BJP hit back by saying that this was the Congress that was instigating violence, hurting nationalists and lighting fires, and the post exposes the lies behind the yatra. The National Investigation Agency conducted raids at 60 locations across Delhi, NCR, Punjab and Haryana to try and crack down on gangs as well as crime syndicates. The raids come after the Delhi Police Special Cell registered 2 FIRs under the UAPA against 10 gangsters who belong to the Lawrence Bishnoi gang, the Bambiha gang and the Neeraj Bhavana gang.
A team of the officials, they reached here around at 6 a.m. this morning. In fact, we have been told that there are 5 to 6 people from the NIA agency, and they are currently, investigating and questioning all the people who are part of this particular residence. Apart from it, we have been told that there are different locations as well which are being raided. So there are multiple gangsters where the raids are currently ongoing. Their residences are being raided.
Now, even as the Uttar Pradesh government has begun its survey of unrecognized mosques, a madrasa that was constructed on a piece of land meant for pasture was demolished by the local administration of Amethi. According to the authorities, the madrasa was being run illegally for the last 30 years and no academic work was being carried out from the building for the last couple of years. is yet another incident of a Slapgate, which has been reported in a housing complex in the National Capital Region.
A woman got out of her car, walked up to one of the security guards and slapped him repeatedly. She was annoyed because the guard had been late in opening the gate for her. While no one came to the guard's rescue, his colleague managed to film the entire incident. Based on the guard's complaint, the woman was arrested briefly and then released on bail. This is the second such incident coming out of NCR in a month. A few weeks back in Gurugram, a man assaulted a security guard after he was rescued from an elevator which got stuck. And then in Noida last month, a woman manhandled and abused a security guard for a delay in opening gates.
Actor Jacqueline Fernandez, who's been named as an accused in the 200 crore extortion case involving conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar, has been issued a fresh summons asking her to appear before the Delhi police on the 14th of September. This is the third time that the actor has skipped. In fact, the first two, she said that she had busy work schedule. On the request of the Goa government, the Home Ministry has recommended a CBI probe into the murder of BJP leader and TikTok star Sonali Phogat. In fact, she was found dead in Goa on the 23rd of August after consuming drugs allegedly administered to her by her personal assistant Sudhir Sangwan and his friend Sukhwinder Singh. Bengaluru's excruciating traffic made one doctor make an unthinkable decision.
Dr. Govind Nandakumar was on his way to work to perform a gallbladder surgery when he got stuck in traffic.
3 kilometers, OD, hospital.
Realizing that the delay could put his patient in harm's way, the doctor ditched his car and ran for 3 kilometers to perform the crucial surgery. When Dr. Nandakumar reached the hospital, his team was entirely on standby, ready to induce the anesthesia on the patient. Dr. Nandakumar quickly changed into scrubs and performed the surgery. The surgery was successful and the patient was discharged thereafter.
India has announced their 15-member squad for the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Australia. Ace pacers Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel will be making their return from injury. The squad, though, will miss all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja, who sustained an injury during the Asia Cup. The squad will be led by Rohit Sharma. KL Rahul will continue to be the vice-captain. Britain's new king, Charles III, has gone to Scotland today to lead his mother's funeral procession.
Many mourners broke out into tears, seeing the hearse carrying Queen Elizabeth's coffin pass through the palace of Holyrood House Gate. King Charles III led a royal procession transporting his mother's coffin to St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. It will lie in rest at the cathedral till Tuesday, when it will be moved to London. Earlier in the day, King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla visited Westminster Hall in London, where both Houses of Parliament offered their condolences. Charles addressed members of the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The new monarch's address to the British Parliament was very significant because it was the first to happen in a televised era.
A massive earthquake struck Papua New Guinea, leaving large cracks on the roads. The 7.6 magnitude quake, which made the earth literally open up, also damaged several buildings and cars. At least 5 people were killed in the quake. Papua New Guinea is vulnerable to earthquakes because it lies along the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean. Russia says it conducted air raids on Kharkiv even as it was retaken by Ukraine's troops during a lightning-fast counteroffensive. Dozens of towns and villages have reportedly been liberated from Russian forces, who fled eastwards and offered little or no resistance. But Ukraine has warned that the recaptured territory will need to be secured in event of a possible Russian pushback. Taiwan claims that at least 17 Chinese aircraft crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait, which normally serves as an unofficial boundary between both sides. Beijing has been continuing its military activities near the island in response to America's alleged interference. It started with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan back in August. Meanwhile, Taiwan's president claims that China is using cognitive warfare against the island. Let me explain what that means. It means breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. It means spreading misinformation, using public opinion, planting false narratives in social media, and of course using legal means to gain international support. It also means demoralizing the enemy soldiers and civilians. A Taliban member's attempt at flying an American Black Hawk chopper went horribly wrong.
The chopper can be seen swirling dangerously above a military training base in Kabul. But within the next few seconds, it crashes to the ground. The Taliban member who was flying the chopper, a training pilot and one crew member were all killed in the crash. The Black Hawk chopper that crashed was a four-bladed, twin-engine, medium-lift utility military helicopter. The Taliban had taken control of some US-made aircrafts after they seized the country just over a year ago. Taliban's defense ministry confirmed the crash but called it a technical malfunction.